Hello, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Real Talk with EJ. I am your host, Eno Jerry. We are back again with a slight dose of motivation, served with truth with a sprinkle of pure vibes. How are you guys doing? It's another Wednesday, another beautiful Wednesday. I hope you guys had a good weekend. Welcome to the month of May. I don't know why, but I have a really good feeling about the month of May. I don't know, maybe it's because it's my mom's birth month. I don't know, but it feels like it's going to be a good month. And I'm wishing everyone a successful, glorious May. Okay, so, you guys know our tradition. We're going to kick off with our quote of the day. So, but before I do that, I want to give a shout out to my people in the studio. Shout out to Boy Director. Hi, baby. Shout out to Daniel. Shout out to my baby Udi. I see you. One of the best photographers in Akwa Ibom State, guys. He is dope. You guys should check him out, man. He's amazing. Udactography, that's what he's called. He's amazing. Shout out to my girl, Joanne in the building. Thank you guys for coming through. Okay, so our show for today. So our quote of the day is like this. If you keep thinking about the money you don't have, you will fail to appreciate everything else you have in your life that is not money related. I will take that again. If you keep thinking about the money you don't have, you will fail to realize and recognize and appreciate everything else that you do have in your life that is not money related. In 2021, in this day and age, we are so driven by the idea of success and then equating success to having money, that we fail to actually appreciate everything else that we have in our lives that is worth more than actually having physical cash. The people in your life, family, friends, good health, being able to sleep in the night and wake up in the morning and still be sane, being able to go to bed and wake up the next morning and you have life, having family and friends around, having something to actually do with your life, ability to sleep, ability to ability to even drink water. These are the little things in life that we take for granted. So anytime we find ourselves broke, it happens to me too. I tend to do it too unconsciously. Anytime I feel like my money, quote unquote, is depleting, I will start to, I'll be in the worst mood. Nothing feels good. But I've come to realize that even doing that means I value the presence of cash in my life much more than anything else that I do. So I'm learning to actually appreciate and be thankful for the little things I have, because I've come to learn that when you're thankful for the little things become bigger things, and then it keeps growing. So practice the attitude of gratitude. It helps. It goes a long way. All right, so today I just wanted to just briefly talk about control. In a weird way, I once said that we as human beings, sometimes we lack the ability to control our urges, the urge to clap back, the urge to, hit the person back, the urge to do that thing that every fiber of our being wants to be. And then I think we always give ourselves the excuse and say, something must kill a man, so I'll just do it. But we fail to understand that whatever you give your power to owns you. Whatever you give your authority to controls you. So if you cannot hold or have control over those urges, have control over yourself, basically just having self-discipline entirely. If you cannot practice and you have not mastered self to the point that you can tell yourself no when you are sitting in the face of the highest temptation ever, best believe that whatever it is you give into owns you. So we should learn how to be a bit more accountable with our time and with ourselves. We take ourselves too much for granted. That's why we give room to too many things that is unhealthy for us, that we fail to see how that is even in itself depreciating our very existence. So control it's not always about, sometimes having control is usually comes from, or the best control comes from humility. When you let go, you actually gain more power. But people feel like, or a lot of us feel like, if I have to tell somebody what to do, I have to be the one in charge. Actually, to be in charge means to serve. That is a trick a lot of us don't understand. When you master the act of service, you are actually the one in charge, because when you develop the attitude of being present and serving others, you will become almost irreplaceable in their lives, because you would have created a vacuum that only you can feel in that person's life, and that comes from service. So when we actually bring our heads, they say you stoop low to conquer. When you bring down your head to serve, then you automatically are paving the way for yourself to actually be elevated to a place of authority. So control. It is not always about having the power, but it's about having the power but utilizing it in such a way that it does not harm other people. If we are placed in any position of power in life, it can be in anything. It can be a little position. It can be even being like the first child, or it can be in an organization, in a group setting. Anytime you are placed or put in a position of power, whatever decisions that we choose to take, if it does not come from, or if it is not rooted in love, it will become toxic for the person on the receiving end. So sometimes when we wear that hat, we forget that other people too are humans. We get so consumed by that position, by that power, that we feel invincible. We feel like we can do anything and get away with anything. But we fail to understand that the moment that you are placed in a position of power, you are automatically placed in a position to serve in an executive level. I call that position an executive house girl, executive house boy. Having control, having power means to be able to carry that ability and pour it into the lives of people and then duplicate it. You cannot duplicate power by consuming it and oppressing others. You can duplicate power by carrying that power and then putting it in the lives of people. That's like cloning more versions of you, but a good version of you into the world. So control. How well have you been able to have control over your urges? How well have you been able to have control over the power and the position that you've been given to? I'm going to go on a quick break right now. When I come back, we'll talk more about a topic that actually do mean something to me. So stay tuned. I'll be right back. All right. Welcome back to Real Talk with AJ, your host, Anna Jerry. Before I continue, there's something that has been on my mind for the past couple of days that I wanted to use this opportunity and this platform to actually showcase. You know, a news broke recently about a young girl that was abducted, raped, and eventually murdered by a potential employer. So she had put out a post that she was looking for a job. She attends University of Uyo, I think Miss Iniobong Omorin. She had put out a post on Twitter that she was looking for a job, and somebody contacted her from Twitter and told her to come by. Long story short, she met up with the guy, and the person just happened to be a kidnapper that kidnapped her, raped her, and eventually murdered her. And this news broke me in many ways, because it shows me that we as people, we have a long way to go. We have a long way to go. You know, this for me, this story has so many moving parts, and if we really want to sit down and dissect the different implications of this incident, we will be here the whole day. But I'll just take it from this premise: we as human beings, it is our responsibility. It is actually our responsibility. Forget what I tell you, it's not my business. It is our responsibility to be keepers of the next person you see. There is no way the world can go round without people. And to have another human being look at another person and think that they have the right to take a life, And not just that, like you raped her. You could have raped her and let her go, but you raped her and killed her in the process. That it's all shades of wrong. I'm actually really hurt about it. This story hurts me deeply, but I just want to use this medium and say that we can do better as people. We can. I'm not gonna. We can. We have the ability to do better as people. We just choose not to, and to be living in a world where you can't even say, I have a job interview, I'm going to go for a potential job interview. This girl, as innocent as naive as she was, she put out a request. Someone said, I'll give you a job. It took a certain level of trust in humanity for her to decide to get up and go and meet up with a stranger that she hoped was going to give her a path to a better future, and she just happened to run into the wrong hands. We can do better as people. We can love better. We can be kinder. We can be more gentle. We can be more keepers of our brothers and our sisters. We can be better at looking out for each other. We can be better at saying, looking at someone and saying to them and saying what you can do for them, not what they can do for you, or what you can give to them, not what you can take from them. We can do better as people. I believe that strongly. So that's why this news really broke me, because I am a believer in humanity. I believe we humans, we have the power to be great. I've seen what can happen where people come together in one unit, in one accord. The only reason why the Tower of Babel was even a success was because everybody that was involved in that made a stand, and they were unified in their thoughts and in their execution. So it just takes us to decide that I want to be good. I want to be kind. I want to see the next person succeed, because if you initiate a success path, it would come back to you. So we can do better as people. My deepest condolences to Inyebong's parents and family for this great loss. It breaks me, it breaks us, and I know that God Almighty will give them the strength to go through this very, very painful season. I know this is not what they had in mind for their daughter, for her to be taken advantage of and taken out of the world in such a degrading manner. It is heartbreaking. So my heart goes out to everyone, her family, her friends, and I pray that God will console you, and give you the heart to bear this loss. So, but we as people, let's do better. Let's do better. And I hope her family gets justice for this inhumane act, because it is not human. It is not us. It's not our nature to be this bad. Yes, the heart of man is desperately wicked, I know, but I also believe that we have good in us. And if we just focus more, the energy we use and put into planning evil, if we can just tilt that energy to being good, just a little bit, just apply 20% of the energy you use in planning a scam, in planning tricks, in planning evil. If you can just put 20% of that energy into doing something good, you will be amazed at the result you're going to get. So my heart goes out to Indiman and her family, and I pray that God gives them the ability to go through this loss. We'll be right back.
What a world we live in, where it's okay to experience so much hate. What a world we live in, where the life of another isn't regarded because our hate is so blind. Our black men are getting slaughtered, our young girls are getting raped, our young boys are being molested, and our women aren't being heard. Our voices are silenced. Our rights are being infringed upon. Our hearts are broken when we always have to say, may their souls live on. We've lost our identity. We've forgotten we are royalty. We've made hate our driving force, and we've made love a distant relative. We all bleed red. We all end up 6 feet deep. We all breathe air. We all have a heart that beats. Beep, beep. Stop killing us. Stop raping us. Stop silencing us. And stop dehumanizing us. 'Cause we all bleed red. We all end up 6 feet deep. We all breathe air. And we all have a heart that beats. Beep, beep.
All right, welcome back to Real Talk with EJ. So, in talking about control, I do believe I want to know. I want to know what is the one thing that you as a person that you find it really hard to like resist. Me, I'll tell you, is wine. Wine. You can jazz me with wine. Just buy me wine and all your problems with me will be solved. Buy me wine and grapes, and trust me, you have me at the sight of the bottle. If it's a Moscato, I will love you for life. So I find it really hard to say no to a good wine. I don't know. So I really want to know, like, let's get the vibe going. I really want to know, what is the one thing you can't say no to? Like, whenever I go on social media, I promise you, there are some people that when they see a comment, they cannot. It's like your entire intestine is boiling to reply, like, ooh, if I can hold it, gain control over your urges, control. So I really want to know, reach out to me, comment below. I really want to know what is the one thing that you find it very, very, very difficult to resist. What's the one thing that you know has control over you? I really want to know. So thank you guys. It was amazing being here once again. I can't wait to see you guys next week. I like your feedback is gonna give me is gonna influence what we're gonna talk about next week. So tell me, what is the one thing that you find very difficult to resist? I really want to know. Let's get the vibe going. My name is EJ Enojeri, and this is Real Talk with EJ.